Hey everyone, it's Lars here, driving cars with Lars. Today I thought I'd do a comparable, or comparison I guess you want to say, between the old style 8.4 inch screen and the buttons and the dash, kind of that area, versus the new style of a 2019 Ram, and through that dash and kind of the buttons, and go through that with you. So here today we're actually sitting in a Longhorn with the 8.4 inch screen. So we're gonna actually go ahead and just kind of show you. So here they got they put the trailer breakdown in here, the plus and minus, and then you got your buttons at the bottom inside of here. You'll see some of them with like the heated seats, the cooling seats and stuff like that. This one just happens to have the auxiliary switches in it. As you move up, you had the dual climate control. In the center you had the button for your fan, and then your different controls for the front and rear defrost, and your AC and the circulation. Then you got your volume here, your screen that you can turn off, your hazards, and the back button once you get into the settings. As an example, what I mean by back is if you go into here and into your settings, I know I might go and be a little bit quick, but I can go back to it in a little bit. And if you hit back, it just brings you back to the previous menu. If you hit back again, it brings you out to there. But if you do it here, you can see it doesn't do anything. Then you got your way to change your channel, and I'll get back into that in a little bit too, as how it works elsewhere as well. And then you got your radio. Obviously you got your Sirius XM, you got your FM and AM, and you can see you got your preset channels that you can set down and hold to do that, where you can hit browse depending on what type of music you want to listen to, and tune if you want to tune it to a specific channel. Your audio is going to be strictly like how you want your bass to be, or if you want to change your mids or your treble. You can do a speed adjustment, so that's a good thing for when you're increasing the speed. Typically a vehicle gets louder as it speeds up, then the volume will get louder without you having to adjust it. It just does it for you. The surround sound, you could have that on. It's not on because it's not all available in all modes, but if you were in the Sirius XM, or if you had your own music hooked up to it, then you could access that. Your auxiliary, so same thing, kind of works very similar to the speed adjustment. It's just that when you have your own media, so if your flash drive or your Bluetooth, you might have noticed before where one song might be quieter than the next song, wherever you got the music from. And so what this does, it is brings the volume up as loud as it can, and then and then you can still adjust it here. It's just that you might find that sometimes some of the songs might be quieter, and this helps it to increase that volume up for you. Going back over to the radio, then you got your fast forward and or seek, I guess you want to call it, to go to the next channel. So as an example, this goes to the next channel. And then you also have the little map button, so that's like the small little version of your Garmin or GPS or nav. Everyone has a different term for that. So that's where you can access that part of it. Your media, so that's like your Bluetooth, anything that you hooked into the USB plug-in will come up on here for you. Obviously we don't have anything connected, and you can usually see that nothing is highlighted in white. Typically when it's in white, means that it's working or something is connected to it. Your controls, this is where you can access like your heated seats. You can turn on and off your mirror dimmer. You can turn on your backup camera. Settings just kind of brings you over into the settings actually as to how you want to customize your truck. Go back here again. Obviously for the passenger side, not too sure if too many people knew this, but some people do, but not everyone knows that these little apps down at the bottom, they work kind of like your smartphone, so you can actually move them. So if you want your backup camera down here and move it down here, now you've seen that the media is gone, and it's now been replaced with your rear backup camera. So you can actually adjust it however way you want it. The climate, so you're gonna find that you don't have all your buttons here. So you gotta go into here. So if you want to have maybe just cool air or heat going to your feet, and then you gotta go into climate and then select it, and then you'll have some, you know, if you want more AC coming out, then you gotta change it here as well. And then you got your temperature, you can see it changes, or you can just touch the screen and it does it for you as well. You can even actually do this with the fan. You don't actually even have to, or you can just do it here, or you can do it here. So lots of different ways that you can actually turn the fan up or down. Then you got your nav, pretty straightforward, they all partner up with Garmin. And then you got your phone. So inside of here, this is where you can kind of customize it in the settings. What I wanted to show you is that you can go down here and then enter, and then it'll bring you in. You don't necessarily have to do it this way. A lot of people typically do. And then, you know, press the buttons and the check marks of where they want the things on or off. So, but yeah, just thought I would just go through that with you. And all right, and now I'm going to show you the 8.4-inch screen on the new 2019. All right, here we are in a 2019 truck. So just to show you the difference here. So they still left the trailer brake control, kind of more of a glossiness, kind of a look to it for here. You can see the buttons are different. They're like switches, and they feel really good. Like they nice click to them. They feel like they're strong, they're firm. Doesn't, like, if you were to really be really hard on it, really like kind of feels like they're gonna withstand some impact. So you definitely have that. You can see down here what they did with the for your USB connections, depending on what type of a phone you have, is here, and your CD player is here, which is kind of nice. I like the spot where they placed it. You know, they used to have it underneath in the console here. I wasn't a big fan of that. Just kind of ate up that area. I think that's much cleaner, much better job of that part of it. I also really like the dials more, personally, preference to myself. I just like it. It's easier while you're driving. It's easier to kind of turn it as to try to find the buttons going up and down. I do like that. They have the fan here, but what I really like about it is that whereas before, when you wanted to go into the climate and you want to select to go to your feet, you kind of had to go up into here. Well, the nice thing about it now, what they've done inside of on here, is that you can actually just press it, and you see you can change it without actually having to go into it. I think that's a really smart and effective way to kind of make it easy for a customer to kind of go in there and change the preference of where they want the temperature to go, because everything is just kind of right here for you without kind of going out of one menu to go into the other. So I really like that a lot. You can see you got your front and your rear defrost here, and then the circulation, and then in between here, this is kind of where they put the buttons for the heated and cooling seats and the heated steering wheel for you. And you still got your volume button. So the other thing that we got some concerns about before, this was just a mute and then the screen off. Some people wanted just to have it off. So now you can press this and it just completely turns it off. And now you can't do anything, or except for the fan, sorry, like you can still do that. You can still change the temperature and stuff. But in regards to like for the sound and stuff like that, it doesn't change it now, whereas before it did. So obviously to turn it back on, you got to press the button back in again. So then a lot of the other similarities, but you can see that it's more of a crisp, more of a nicer look, more colorful. It's brighter. It's you know, it's just everything else has a nicer feel and a nicer look to it, and it's just more of a shine to it to make it more pop, I feel like. And you can see the map has kind of changed from before in there, and obviously people think you can pinch it in here, but what I wanted to show you is you got to go to view map and then you can pinch it. Unfortunately, you can't do it inside of here. It doesn't quite work the same way. You got to go into the physical app there. Media, is the same. Obviously you got your CD player and some other choices there as well. Nice thing about the new 2019s, you have also your CarPlay or Android Auto if you have an Android phone. Anytime you connect it into here, it will do that, but you got to download the app for that. So we could do another video of that. Let me know in the comments if you want to do that and see that, and I can definitely hook you up with that. And then your apps, you're gonna see different services inside of here. Wi-Fi hotspot is available to you. Excuse me. And then the controls, you can see that's all the same, but they've actually added a medium where it was just a high and a low before. And then your phone, and of course your nav. They kind of redesigned that as well. It looks a little bit different from what you saw in the old generation of the 8.4 inch screen. And then the apps and stuff like that, there's a little bit more icons to kind of pick from. You can still hold it down and move it. Oops, I'll go back there, hold it down. You can still kind of drag it and move it to where you guys would like to have it there. You can still do all those kind of things, which is kind of nice because some people may not use the media at all. They always use the radio, and then the backup camera is a pretty popular feature to kind of have down in there. So anyways, I just thought I would just spend the time. You can see I'm not going to spend as much time in here, but there's a lot of similarities, but at the same time much more of a nicer look. And with the dials, I really enjoy that a lot. And they also do the 12-inch screen, but we'll just hang that out for another video. Again, give me a thumbs up and leave a comment and subscribe. Thanks again.